Good morning, students. In the previous class, we have learned about the problems of vapor pressure. Today, I am going to discuss you about the colligative properties. Okay. So, colligative properties. Colligative properties. Before going to this, we should know about the solute. Means, so how solute affect the solution, means how the solute molecules is going to affect in the solution. Okay, so coming to here, colligative properties. Generally, colligative properties is nothing but it depends upon the number of particles. Okay, so the properties depends upon the number of particles of the solute but not on the nature of the solute. That one we call it as colligative properties. Number of depends on the number of particles of the solute but not on the nature of solute. We call it as colligative properties. So generally up to now what I have told you means solute molecules in the vapor pressure if you have taken. So there will be pure solvent and non-volatile solute in the solution. So what happens? Pure solvent is going to have more vapor pressure compared to the solution. So if you go to previous class, see in the vapor pressure what I have told you, pure solvent is having higher vapor pressure compared to solution. Why? Because we are adding solute molecules here. So when you take pure solvents, here the pressure means the molecules, the vapor pressure wherever it is going is equal to the atmospheric pressure. But coming to here, what happens? The solute molecules present over in the solution, it will not go, means it is not going to increase the vapor pressure. So that's why it is lower, means the vapor pressure of solution is lower compared to vapor pressure of the pure solvent. So here then what we have to do to increase the solution, what we have to do, so that only we are going to discuss here. Okay, so colligative properties is nothing but depends on the number of particles of solute. Number of particles of solute means here it can take place in ions or in molecules also. Means the number of particle depends upon the number of ions or in the molecules, or it can depend upon the mole fraction of the given solution also. Mole fraction of the solute but not on the chemical nature of solute. Okay, means what here? The properties of dilute solutions depends upon the number of particles. Number of particles means we can take ions or molecule. For example, NaCl molecule I have taken. Okay, so here NaCl molecule is equals to 2 particles of the solute. And in the same way, if I have taken some CaCl2 molecule, so this is equals to 3 particles of the solute. Means what happening here? Whatever molecule I am taking here, so that ions is equal to the 2 particles of solute and CaCl2 3 particles of solute. So what happening? The number of particles of the solute is going to the depend on the molecules, means number of molecules per ions. We call it as colligative properties, means which depends on the number of particles of the solute, not on the nature of the solute, we call it as here colligative properties. So these are actually we can measure in relative lowering of vapor pressure and elevation of boiling point and depression of freezing point Next one, osmotic pressure. What is colligative properties? Which depends upon the number of particles of the solute but not on the nature of the solute. We call it as colligative properties. Means what? Particles means what? Ions or molecules, or it depends upon the mole fraction of the solute but not on the chemical nature of the solute. So let us take example NaCl. When we are taking NaCl molecule, it is giving two particles of solute, that is Na plus Cl minus, and coming to here what? Ca plus to Cl minus. Okay, so these are the three particles of solute, and these type of colligative properties takes place in the relative lowering of vapor pressure. RLVP is nothing but relative lowering of vapor pressure, and elevation of boiling point and depression of freezing point, osmotic pressure. Now let us see relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. So okay, so this is having one method, that is Ostwald dynamic method. So how we are going to measure? By adding non-volatile solute. So it explains Ostwald dynamic method explains about how non-volatile solute is added to the to measure the RLVP. So what do you mean by RLVP? Relative lowering of vapor pressure. In the previous class I have explained you. So the ratio of the lowering of vapor pressure to the pure solvent. The ratio of the lowering of vapor pressure to the pure solvent of vapor pressure, we call it a relative lowering of vapor pressure. So P0 minus Ps indicates what? Lowering of vapor pressure. Vapor pressure of pure solvent and vapor pressure of the solution. So which is equals to Xx. Xs is nothing but what here? Mole fraction of solute. So when we are adding the non-volatile solute here, mole fraction of solute. Okay, so this Xs can be written as Ns by Ns plus N0. Means what? Number of moles of solute plus number of moles of pure solvent. So here, coming to here, N0. In dilute solutions, what happens? In dilute solutions, I have explained you N0, Ns. So Ns is very much less than N0. So we are neglecting this Ns. So you will be getting P0 minus Ps by P0 is equals to Ns by N0, where N indicates number of moles. So what is the formula of number of moles? Weight by gram molecular weight. So Ns we can write it as small w by capital M, and N0 can be written as capital W by capital M. Okay, so by substituting these two here, so what we are getting here? P0 minus Ps by P0 is equals to M into capital M by W. So this is about relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, so what happens here? How colligative properties, what I have told you, how solute affect the solution. So to the relative lowering of vapor pressure, according to Ostwald dynamic method, non-volatile solute is added to measure the relative lowering of vapor pressure. So here we have to find, if suppose we have to find the solute, molecular weight of solute means, so capital M we have to take. So what happens, P naught minus Ps into M into capital W by P naught into W is equals to capital M. Means what here, P naught minus Ps by P naught is equals to XS, mole fraction of the solute. So here, which is indicated by Ns by Ns plus N naught, mole fraction of the solute by mole fraction of solute plus mole fraction of the pure solvent. In dilute solutions what happens, mole fraction of the solute means number of moles of the solute is very small compared to the pure solvent, yes or no? So that's why what happening, it is neglecting. So we are getting Ns by N naught. Number of moles formula what here, weight by gram molecular weight. Ns is indicated by small w by small m. N naught is indicated by capital W by capital M. By substituting these values, this is the formula we are going to get. So by this we can measure the colligative properties of the relative lowering of vapor pressure in volatile solute, non-volatile solute. So next one, let us see elevation of boiling point. Elevation of boiling point. So I have told you that pure solvent, that is pure solvent, and this is solution when non-volatile solute is added. This is the solute, this meant for solution. Okay, so in the vapor pressure what I have told you, in the pure solvent means only solvent we are taking. So vapor pressure of the solvent is higher than the vapor pressure of the solution, means P naught is very much higher than the Ps. Okay, so why? Because when going to pure solvent, what do you mean by vapor pressure? The pressure exerted by the vapor in the liquid, we call it as vapor pressure. So in this what happens, the vapor pressure is going, okay, the vapor pressure is going and again it is returning back, means evaporation, condensation taking place. So what happens, this vapor pressure is equals to the atmospheric pressure. Okay, so pure solvent. So coming to here, solution. In solute what happens, the solute molecules are trapping the solvent molecules. Means what, the solute molecules is going to trap the solvent molecules. Because of this reason the vapor molecules can't go up more faster, means can't escape from the solvent molecule. So then what we have to do, means how we have to increase the solution. So then what do you mean by boiling point? Boiling point is nothing but here, at given temperature the vapor pressure is equals to the atmospheric pressure. We call it as generally boiling point. General boiling point definition means what? At given temperature. So let us take, at given temperature is nothing but 373 Kelvin. Okay, at given temperature the vapor pressure is equals to atmospheric pressure. That one we call it as boiling point here. So now coming to elevation, is elevation in boiling point here. Now let us take graph. This is temperature, this is vapor pressure. So what I have told you, boiling point means at given temperature the vapor pressure is equals to the atmospheric pressure. So we are taking pure solvent and another curve is solution. Okay, which is equals to atmospheric pressure, the pure solvent. So the pure solvent will be denoted as T naught B. This is TB, solution. So this is 1 atmospheric pressure. Okay, so then what we have to do here? So pure solvent is higher than solution of vapor pressure. So to increase the solution vapor pressure, what we have to do? So we have to heat it here. If you take water, simple example I am saying, when you take the water, automatically what happens means whatever vapors are there, if you leave it for like that, the vapors will, the pressure of the vapor is equals to the atmospheric pressure. That one thing. So if you add any sugar or any salt to the water, what will happen means the salt and sugar molecules, it is going to trap the solvent molecules. When you drink water, what will happen? If you add sugar, it will be sweet in taste. If you add salt, what will happen? It will be salty in taste. So what happening? The solute molecules are trapping. So here then what we have to do to increase the solution means we have to heat the solution. So when we heat the solution, automatically what happens means the solute molecules start escaping from the solvent molecules. So means what happens? Automatically the solution will increase also on the heating condition at given temperature. So means what? At 373 Kelvin, so it is equals to 1.013 bar, means which is equal to, the vapor pressure is equals to the atmospheric pressure. So now what happens at temperature? We are taking vapor pressure. So in the pure solvent, already it is increasing, and when we add solute to the solution under heating condition, this is also increasing. So which is equals to the atmospheric pressure at given temperature. Okay, so this is nothing but graph. So the pure solvent indicates T naught B, where T naught B is equals to pure solvent at given temperature, and TB is equals to solution at given temperature. Okay, the difference between these two, we call it as elevation in boiling point. That one indicates delta TB. So what do you mean by delta TB? Delta TB is equals to TB minus T naught B. Means delta TB means here elevation in boiling point. Means what happens here? Elevation in boiling point is nothing but the difference between the solution and the pure solvent. We call it as elevation in boiling point. So here when a non-volatile solute is dissolved in the pure solvent, so automatically what happens? The boiling point is increasing. Okay, so example we can take sea water. Sea water boils at greater than 100 degrees centigrade. When you go to sea, so when sunshine comes, so automatically what happens with the sea water more will be more heat. So when you go into summer season like that, so automatically what happens? The water is going to boil. So here the sea water boils at greater than 100 degrees centigrade is the example. So liquids with high boiling point will have low vapor pressure and also less volatile. Liquids with high boiling point have low vapor pressure and also less volatile. Volatile means what? Which cannot be easily evaporated. Okay, which can easily evaporate. So here it will be having very less nature. So why it is having? Coming to solution, we are boiling here when we added solute. So automatically what happens when we boil? Boiling point increases. So what we can say means here elevation in boiling point is directly proportional to molality. Molality means what here? Molality is nothing but, what do you mean by molality? Number of moles of solute present per kg of the solvent. We call it as molality of the solute. Okay, so this can be written as delta TB is equals to Kb into M, where Kb indicates what here? Molal elevation constant, or we can say boiling point elevation constant, or ebullioscopic constant. Okay, so Kb is going to have units kg per mole. For example, I have taken sucrose, 1 mole of sucrose, carbohydrate. Sucrose is nothing but carbohydrate, which is dissolved in 100,000 grams of water at 373 Kelvin temperature. Okay, so means what here? Whenever I am boiling this one, so automatically what happens? It is going to increase the boiling point. Okay, so this is the general example I have taken. So elevation in boiling point is directly proportional to, by this we can say what here? Molality. Molality means what here? Weight by gram molecular weight into 1000 by weight, means number of moles of solute. Number of moles of solute, formula this one, solute is dissolved per kg of the solvent. So we call it as molality. So which is equals to Kb into M. Kb is nothing but molar elevation constant or boiling point elevation constant, or we can say here ebullioscopic constant. It is having units kg per mole. So when we substitute this M value here, so you will be getting delta TB is equals to Kb into W by gram molecular weight into 1000 by weight. Okay, so this is the formula. If suppose if you want to calculate the molecular weight of the solute, means so there will be M, means this one we are taking gram molecular weight, M, no, so you will be getting M is equals to delta TB, weight into 1000 by delta TB into, here Kb you are having weight. Okay, so this is the way to calculate the molecular weight of the solute. So this is nothing but elevation in boiling point. So before going to elevation in boiling point, what we should know? We should know about the vapor pressure of the solute and the solvent. So this is the solvent and this is the solution. When you add non-volatile solute to the solution in a cooling condition without heating, what happens? The pure solvent is higher than the solution. So when you heat this molecule, automatically what happens? The boiling point increases. So that's why we are taking in the graph here. Why? Because at given temperature what happens? The vapor pressure is equals to atmospheric pressure. So pure solvent and solution is increasing. So here T not B, the difference in the solution and the pure solvent, we call it as what here? Elevation in boiling point. So elevation in boiling point, mainly we observe when seawater boils which is greater than 100 degrees centigrade. So when liquid with high boiling point increases, it is going to have low vapor pressure and also less volatile. So delta TB means elevation in boiling point is directly proportional to molality. So here which is equal to, if we remove proportionality constant, what happens? Kb. Kb is nothing but what here? Ebullioscopic constant we can say, molar elevation constant or boiling point of elevation constant we can say. So what do you mean by molality? Number of moles of solute dissolved per kg of the solvent, we call it as molality here. Example, we are taking 1 mole of sucrose dissolved in 1000 grams at 373 Kelvin. So when you substitute m value, we are getting here, if you want to calculate m value, m is nothing but what here, molecular weight of the non-volatile solute. Okay, gram molecular weight can be written as m. So this is the calculation. So this is nothing but elevation in boiling point. Tomorrow I will explain you elevation of depression in freezing point and osmotic pressure. Thank you.